Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a kind of review stroke first impressions video. You guys know that I don't often do first impressions because things like foundations, lipsticks, eye products, etc. sometimes you need to wear them for a couple of days in order to understand how good something will work. But when it comes to things like bronzers, blushes and highlighters, I think you can generally tell pretty much straight off the bat whether or not they're going to be any good. So today's video is for the new Becca Khloe Kardashian Malika Haqq collaboration. Now I'm a really big fan of Becca's face products. Their foundations not so much, because there isn't really a decent shade that I've been able to find for myself. I mean, by all means, for those of you out there that are the same shade as me, let me know what you use and maybe I'll look into it. But their blushes, and in particular obviously their highlighters, their shimmering skin perfector prests, Becca are known for having awesome skin products. Now you guys know that I'm not a very big fan of those cultural thieves, the Kardashians. However, I am a huge fan of Becca, so I had to kind of put my feelings aside so that I could then purchase this. So basically they've released an entire collection. The one that I got is the one called Made with Love by Khloe, and then there is another one by Malika Haqq for deeper skin tones. So this is geared more towards fair to medium skin tones. FYI, I have a cold. Sorry if I trip over my words and I sound a bit nasally. It's because sick. Anyway, so I bought mine from Cult Beauty, and like I said, there is an entire range. There is two of these, and there are the glow letters, which are basically like little letters, like heart shapes and kissy shapes and things, loose products that you swirl your brush around, you know, like those glow balls that Body Shop did back in the day. I didn't really see myself using that. And then they also released a lipstick each, so both released a nude lipstick and then both released a red lipstick. I really wasn't interested in getting those. I'm more of a liquid lipstick kind of fan, so I kind of just stayed with this one. Sorry I'm holding it funny, it's because it's actually the box has come out. Anyway, this is the box. And I have tried so hard not to touch the front. Oh my god, I've got fingerprints on it. It's one of those fingerprint-y kind of packaging. It's made with metallic looking plastic, which I really love. I think it looks really sleek, very nice. And then I'll show it to you up close in a minute. And as you can see, my makeup is not done yet. Well, I've done my eyes and most of my face, but I'm going to use this live on camera so you guys can do the first impressions with me. So what they say, Cult Beauty say, is that's where I bought it from. Creators of exquisite high-performance makeup formulations, Becca is synonymous with effortless enhancement. And now the masters of glow have teamed up with the ultimate BFFs, Khloe Kardashian and Malika Haqq, to create the dreamy Becca BFFs collection. This bronzer, blusher and highlighter palette is an easy-to-use all-in-one complexion enhancer uniting 4 ethereal powders. So it says, inspired by the skin-smoothing, air-brushing effect of photographic filters, this innovative palette features 4 sheer, buildable powders which are infused with soft focus pearl and blurring pigments to softly scatter and reflect light. So basically, you're supposed to look fabulous and natural. The Khloe palette unites 4 light yet warm hues in shades that are perfect for light to medium skin tones. The marbled powder lineup includes 1 soft focus filter, a satin matte bronzer, and 2 brand new and exclusive shades of the fan favourite Radiant Blush. Perfect for subtly sculpting and enhancing your complexion. The featherweight formulas instantly smooth the look of skin and create a natural, believable glow. So bear in mind they have mentioned the word sheer and buildable, so meaning you can start off very lightly and then gradually build up the intensity depending on what your skin tone is and depending on what kind of your look you are going for that day, which I'm happy with. I am a very big fan of their blushes and they work really nicely on my skin tone. Previously I bought their Blushed in Light palette, which I love. The quality and texture and pigmentation and everything is excellent. And then previously in the past I bought the Champagne Glow collection by Jaclyn Hill, which obviously was then swiftly removed, never to be seen ever again. So this is what it looks like. You can see my viewfinder. Hey, it's completely reflective. And then you can see right in the middle there's a lovely cute little heart which says Becca BFFs. And then you open it up and oh my god, you guys, is that not just beautiful? It's gorgeous, beautiful. That's the matte bronzer right there, the 2 blushes and the highlighter. I love it. It's got a very nice mirror, again with the little heart at the top. And I can't wait to use this right now. Oh my god, I hate this part. You know when something's brand new and you've not touched it yet? No. And then it's got a description on the back as well. So it explains what each name is and what they are, which I think is actually very useful. Most brands just tend to have the shade name rather than a description as well. So what it says is the highlighter is called Glow Up, which is a soft focus highlighter. Then next to it, this one here, which is called Fierce, a radiant blush. Then underneath here, Fabulosity, which is also a radiant blush. And then the bronzer is Cocoa Bronze, a satin matte bronzer. So basically you've got something to contour with, 2 options for blush, and then a highlighter, which I think is a really good thing to do. Rather than 2 highlighters, rather than 2 bronzers, it's nice to be able to switch up the cheek color. This one looks like a really pretty sort of pink color, and then this one looks like a really nice peach. So there's something to use for every single day of the week, whether it's daytime, nighttime, whatever it is. So what I'm going to do first, let me just take out my nose stud, is I'm going to contour my face. I'm going to be using my Sigma Large Angled Contour F40 brush, and I'm going to use Cocoa Bronze to bronze up my face to begin with. Feels really nice and soft to the touch, and all the colour looks lovely. Let's be honest people, £40 ain't cheap. That's £10 per product. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it doesn't kick up loads of powder, but kicks up a little. Nice colour. What do you guys think? Really nice, warm, soft colour. I quite like that. Very soft and easy to blend, like they said. But it is a little bit on the pale side for even somebody like me for contouring, to be honest. But then if you are going by the description they've given, it's very soft and flattering, natural skin, blah, 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 etc. Somebody who wears mint eyeshadow don't do natural. Okay. Well, that's not bad. I quite like that. It's definitely buildable, and the colour is definitely sits within the warm and cool toned category. So it's definitely one that a lot of people will like, because some bronzers can be too warm, some can be too cool, and as I've got warm toned skin, it still works nicely, I think, with me. Just being extra and blending extra. Right, let me just quickly tidy up the contour now. I'm just going to use the end remnants of my Huda Beauty Faux Filter powder. I've actually ripped a hole in the top because it's now like just the last little dregs of it. Not much powder left in here. Should just be enough to tidy up my contour. Okay, now that that is done, let's move on to the blush. I feel like I'm going to apply both, one on each side, just so that you guys can see what it looks like, and then I'm going to blend them both together because I still got to go out in public, yeah? Alright, let's first try Fabulosity, which is this one here, and I'm just using a Morphe M403 blush brush. Again, kicks up a little bit of powder, but not too much. Ooh, now that's a nice colour. Very pretty for the spring. Let's put on a little bit more, why not? Very nice. It's got a hint of a sheen to it, because it's not obviously a matte blush. It's emphasizing the texture on my cheeks ever so slightly. I generally tend to use matte blushes because I've got textured skin, so that's just something to bear in mind for those of you that have got skin like mine. That the little golden particles which are in here are kind of light reflectors, but it's showing up a little bit of the texture. Anyway, let me try the next shade, which is called Fierce. Alright, this one No, I don't like you. No, don't like it. This one is a little bit too light for my skin, and it's very kind of peachy gold, but this one is really accentuating the texture on my cheeks like a lot, like more than I am comfortable with. Yeah, it's definitely giving me a real golden sheen, and I don't think that the colour is very flattering to my skin tone either. If it was a little bit more matte, even still, I don't think that this kind of colour would suit me so much. For my medium skin, I need it to be a little bit more peach, a little less gold. I think that this side looks a lot better than that side. You can definitely see there's more colour here than there is there as well. So, even though I know it says for fair to medium skin tones, I sit right in the middle of medium. I don't think that this would work completely on people who've got similar skin tone to mine. It would have actually made sense if there was one for fair skin, one for medium skin, and one for deep skin, but then there is no third best friend, so don't really make sense. Alright, I'm going to mix now. I'm going to mix it onto the other side to even it out a bit, to get rid of that. Well, it's not getting rid of that sheen, it's just kind of blending into it now, isn't it? And I don't think I'm going to add any, well, maybe just for consistency, just a teeny bit there of that. What was it called? Fierce. Nice. Okay. Thing is, because I've got matte foundation on as well, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Matte HD foundation, so my skin's already quite matte. But oh my god, the light is actually bouncing off my texture. It's like, hello moon. Looks like the craters of the moon. Less so on this side, because I think there's definitely a lot more shimmer in that shade than there is in this one. Alright, let's now try Glow Up and see how that works. Again, the texture is really nice and soft, finely milled. Really pretty ivory colour, but let's see how that translates onto my medium skin tone. Nice. Let's go in again, because we all know that Charlene don't just leave it at that. Like, why? Okay, I think this colour works quite well. It's a very ivory sort of colour, sort of reminiscent to Opal, but I think a little lighter than Opal, definitely. I don't think that this is the kind of palette that would work well on medium skin tones, to be fair. I think that this shade should have been a little bit more golden, and then it would have worked for fair and medium. Whereas I think this highlighter is more on the fair sort of side. It's not really one that I would personally buy. Let's finish off the face, because can't have a half done face now, can we? No. It's got a really weird smell to it, considering my smell is questionable at the moment. Smells like my face wipes. Okay. Now all I've managed to do now is create extra texture, because God, that highlighter is showing up all my texture. Oh my god. It's not like the Shimmering Skin Perfector Press, which kind of meld into my skin. This just kind of sits on top as a powder. Not very impressed, Becca. Soz. It's 40 quid, man. I was really looking forward to this. Let's blend that out a little bit. Alright, to get it to this intensity, I've had to layer that highlighter quite a bit. Quite a bit. Let's do the rest of the face. The nose. Even that, are you even showing up? Come on, man. Let's do the Cupid's bow. Charlena's not very impressed, my friends. Not impressed. Feel a bit let down considering it's Becca. For God's sake. Like, I'm made of money to be buying this stuff all the time. Oh my god, my skin looks horrible. Hate it. Does not look flattering on me at all. And as much as whatever you're seeing on camera, I'm seeing with a mirror in front of me. Like, here's my mirror. Good grief. Alright, let me just finish off my lipstick and just finish off, and then I will be back to finish off the review. Okay, I'm back. On my lips I'm wearing the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in Amazonian. Anyway, let it sit on my face a little bit. Looked in the mirror up close, from far. No. I'm actually bitterly disappointed in this. Number one, the fact that I partied with 40 quid and it's pretty much unusable for me. I mean, those two blushes look horrible on my skin. Now, for those people out there that have got a face full of fillers, Khloe, and don't have to worry about any kind of scarring, any marks, they've got perfect, airbrushed, perfect skin. Of course you wouldn't mind this. You wouldn't mind any texture showing because you ain't got no texture, because you ain't got real skin. But for those of us peasants out there, unfortunately, this is just completely unwearable. I mean, 50% of this palette I really can't use. Even pushing it to 3/4 of a palette I can't really use. I mean, the contour itself is okay, but it's still not as deep as it could be for somebody with medium skin. I think I can just about get away with it, but you guys saw how much I layered it, and even still the colour did not increase in pigmentation. Then the two blushes, I mean, they show the texture on my skin. This side of the shade that I'm using, Fierce, is so peachy golden that it's almost a highlighter rather than a blush. It's like a highlighter with a tinge of darkened colour to it. And it has just emphasised every single piece of texture on my skin. And on this side, using the other blush called Fabulosity, I mean, there ain't nothing fabulous about it, sorry. The colour is a little bit more wearable. It's got like a pinky peachy sort of tinge to it. Fine, but again, it's emphasized all the pores and texture on my skin. The highlighter itself is a little bit too light for my skin tone. I think I can maybe just about get away with it, but I think it just makes me look a slightly ashy. Not heavily ashy, just slightly. So I think I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. I think there are going to be a lot of people that are disappointed with the blushes. Bear in mind, in terms of the price point, it should be a very, very good, if not excellent kind of palette. When it comes to Becca, I'm generally quite happy with a lot of their skin products. I feel quite let down by this. I don't know if it's because of collaboration, it's a different type of quality, but I've got one or two of their other blushes and even one of their shimmery ones, and even then it doesn't do this much to me. Maybe because it doesn't have a lot of gold in it, that it's more of a satiny sort of colour, but it doesn't have those gold flecks. I think it's the gold flecks that are in both of these that are really showing up on my skin tone. And then the same with the highlighter. Now obviously it says it's a soft focus highlighter. It's not like it says it's the Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed. If it was, it may have had better quality. It may have sat on the skin a lot more nicely. Again, I think this goes with the same sort of texture as the highlight, as the blushes, sorry, in that it just emphasizes pores, emphasizes texture. And even though it's been marketed as fair to medium skin tones, it's going to be people that are on the fair side of medium, not medium skin tones. So it's quite unwearable for quite a lot of people. So unfortunately, Becca, the packaging's pretty. I mean, it's covered in fingerprints now, but it's just not, it's not a great review from me, I'm afraid, people. So sorry about that if you were expecting something different. Did the first impressions here, and you know, I'm kind of glad that I did, because I don't think this is something I'm going to be reaching for often, especially if you think about it. It's an all-in-one product. I'm not going to reach for this just to use this one here on the side. I'll forget about it and I'll use something else. So it's going to be quite a big waste of money for somebody like me. So there you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.